GM, everybody, Sunday, the 3rd of November, coming with another stream each and every day. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Crypto Trader Simon, and I am here to help you navigate the crypto markets. Let's get straight into Bitcoin because we have seen that move lower over the past day happening overnight. We've come down a little bit lower to just under 68,000. And I do think that there is a decent chance now that the low of November for Bitcoin is in. Obviously, we have seen the market start to come down. A lot of this move has been in line with the fall in the odds of Trump winning. If we've been looking at the odds on betting markets such as Polymarket, you would have noticed that Trump at one point was up at 66, 67, and he's now come down to, I think it's around about sort of the mid 50s, it might be about 53, 54% today. And I just wanted to make a very quick comment on this because we are getting closer and closer to this election. Obviously, it's going to be a close election. People are calling for a landslide for Trump, but we know it's not going to be that straightforward, okay? We know that this is going to be a fiercely fought election. Both sides going all out, pulling all the stops to try and win this thing really late on now with 2 days until election day. And of course, with the election being so close, are people really going to be, is smart money really going to be buying odds of Trump at 66 to return 50? Probably not. So I think it's natural that we've seen those odds come back in. It's totally normal. This was always going to happen closer and closer to the election date. So let's see how things develop over the next few days. But I think this pullback is looking healthy to me. I mean, we've seen similar pullbacks on the daily where people start to get nervous, start to get scared, and it's totally normal, totally natural. All I will say is that the time to get cautious and to get concerned and nervous was when we're pushing higher. I think down here now is the time to probably look to add to positions if you are in positions already, or if you're out of the market, potentially look to open positions just because, you know, this is a decent pullback. This is a decent retrace. We're still having completely bullish structure, you know, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. And if this ends up being a low, it will be a higher low. Obviously, we can come all the way down to around 66 and still be maintaining a healthy bullish structure. But I think for now, it's looking like this move is probably done. I am expecting some sort of bounce and potentially for us to come back above this 69.5 level and potentially chop into some sort of range. I'm actually going to move this down slightly to around about sort of 69. I think we'll be in a range going into the election, probably between sort of 69 and call it around about sort of 71. I would think we will start to get pretty sort of tight in here, going sideways. Obviously, if Trump does start to win states, swing states as the data comes in, then it could be that we start to move up to the top of this range. If Kamala starts to take some of the swing states, potentially we come to the bottom of this range. And I think eventually we will look to move out of this range over the course of this week, this coming week. And that will ultimately, I think, depend on whether Kamala wins or Trump wins. So, as I said yesterday, if Trump wins, I think we'll get a spike higher, then probably some sort of mean reversion, and then the real move higher. I think if Kamala wins, actually, it's not going to be the death sentence that many people are expecting. I expect to move lower and then potentially a bounce, and then people start to realize that actually this isn't the end of the world, and Bitcoin is still bullish. Bitcoin is going into seasonally a great time, and Kamala has promised so much money printing. You know, it's all. I think the Democrats really know when it comes to the economy, it's just to print money and throw money at the problem. So I would expect after probably a few tough days that things will start to recover. And for me, it's how big is that knee jerk? Do we come down, break down to around sort of 66? Do we wick lower? down to maybe sort of 64, 63? Do we come all the way down to 60? I guess we'll just have to see what happens. I actually think if the election result is delayed, so if it's extremely tight and we don't actually know the result and it drags on and on and on, like the 2020 election did, that might actually be the most bearish thing for the market because, of course, the market still has that uncertainty. It's still undecided. They're not too sure which way it's going to go. If it's, you know, if there's legal challenges, for example, and questions over election integrity, then these sorts of things, I think, could start to bring this market down potentially a little bit lower, and we might even come back closer to that 60K level over the next week or two. But I do think upon resolution of the election, Bitcoin will start to turn around and start to grind higher. So let's see how that plays out over the next few days. That's honestly all of my thoughts on this election. Personally, I'm looking for the election to get out of the way just so I can sort of get on and so this is all behind us and we have some certainty there. So, you know, it's affecting me as a trader. I want certainty. The rest of the market wants certainty. So, yes, 2 days to go. Let's just hope we get a quick result. And just looking at Ethereum, so Ethereum struggling, coming down below this channel line again. And, you know, Ethereum really needs to turn around here. Like, it really can't risk going too much lower. I mean, the last local low was around about this sort of 2-3, what is it? See if I'll get the low here. Yeah, basically 2,380. So if we lose 2,380, then things will start to get quite worrying, I think, for Ethereum. And like I say, if Bitcoin does sort of break down towards 60K, I'd expect Ethereum potentially to come down to 2,200, and below that, then probably testing this ascending trend line. So Ethereum under a little bit of pressure. Solana, again, we touched on this last night, that it seems to be holding up for now at the $160 level. So again, if Bitcoin and Ethereum look to break down, then potentially it comes down to 150. I really don't want to see Solana below 150, as that will open up the door to a much sort of larger move down. Obviously, with Solana being more of a sort of Bitcoin beta play, then it could be, well, it will be that we see obviously a greater move in either direction for Solana. So Bitcoin more bullish, Solana will go up faster. Bitcoin more bearish, Solana is going to come down harder. So yes, important to watch what Solana does, but really the full focus right now is on Bitcoin. How is the Bitcoin price action going to go? And like I say, just going on to this chart, we can see like we've got this descending channel, the breakout area of that. If we look at this trend line, it's coming in around about sort of 65. So potentially off the back of a Kamala win, maybe that is a target. But I do think looking at price action here, we are likely to turn around. Obviously, stocks are closed. DXY is closed today, so no update on that. I did just want to briefly retouch upon a couple of things on Twitter. So if we just go to X quickly, if it wants to load up. So this here was the post I've already mentioned from Eric Crown, where we've seen the low coming in on either the second or third day of the pre-halving years. So to me, it's looking fairly interesting here. We would expect a low to come in potentially today. So this again supports the analysis that potentially a low for November is already in, but let's wait and see. Obviously, there's definitely some jitters due to the current election and the Trump odds coming down, which are causing, I think, people to be a little bit hesitant and nervous. And if you do want a place to follow me, the best place to follow me without any doubt is my X account. just because I'm active on here all the time, 24/7. I've always got my phone in my hands. And if you want to get the alpha as it is coming, because see here, yes, last night sharing this OBI ticker. This was a token that Elon Musk had tweeted about. Well, not the token, but a meme, and obviously they tokenized it straight away. I was calling this at 500k market cap. I think it went up to around about 3.5. Sorry, went up to 1.5 million this morning. So a decent 3x there if you caught that. Obviously, I've got clips as well of my videos, and my videos go on here too. And there's other sort of posts I share with things like targets and different coins and different tokens that I'm getting into. So it's well worth giving me a follow, and that way you stay completely updated on all the alpha I'm sharing in real time. So I'm going to leave it there. Obviously, thank you very much for watching. Let's see what the next day or next couple of days bring. But obviously, I'll be back tomorrow with another update, keeping you up to date. Like I say, streams every day, no days off. Let's go. GM.